My dog has a similar eating habit. One time, she had a turd hanging out of her mouth like a cigar. What's a popular saying you don't really understand? When someone has a laundry list of things to do, with the implication that there is a lot to do. Who has ever made a list of their laundry? The idiom comes from the advent of laundry services. Basically, before people had washing machines in their houses, you'd ship your clothes off to the laundry service to have them washed and folded. You'd include a list so that you knew what they gave them. Nowadays you still see laundry lists in fancy hotels. Well, that makes sense. Bob's your uncle / happy as Larry, etc. Like, who are these people? What do they want? Why are they always experiencing emotions or some kind of relative of yours? I guess we'll never know. One theory is that it came from when a British PM, whose first name was Robert, appointed his nephew as a minister. As in, it's easy when Bob's your uncle. How about the latest one? Matt's your close friend that made me smile because my partner's name is Matt and he literally has an Uncle Bobby, so I often tease him by saying such and adding and Bob's your uncle. He hates this. The proof is in the pudding. It's a shortened version of the phrase. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Or in other words, to know how good some things are, you have to try them. Sauce and PR. It's actually the proof of the pudding is in the eating. In other words, it might look very nice, but it's how it tastes that counts. Shit-eating grin. Why would eating shit ever make you grin? Don't know the origin of the saying, but my dog used to gobble up poops at the off-leash area before you could get there to stop her. The more you yelled, the faster she ate. By the time you got there, she was smiling ear to ear. That was a shit-eating grin if I ever saw one. Freaking dog, I miss her every day though. Edit. Holy cow guys, thanks for the rewards. Who knew dogs chomping poopsicles was the great equalizer? My dog has a similar eating habit. One time, she had a turd hanging out of her mouth like a cigar. Is there a scientific reason dogs do this? Makes me want to throw up. Shits and giggles. I know what it means, but why? What does shitting and giggling have to do with doing something for fun? It's all shits and giggles till someone giggles and shits. Father of two here. This checks out. Single person. Also checks out. Screw the pooch. Someone said this the other day and I was so confused. So, if you messed up, someone says you screwed the pooch? That just sounds awful. Yes. Freaking a dog would be awful. Also, it's a loose rhyme, making it more fun to say. I worked at a small injection molding company, about 50 employees. We had this one guy. I would ask, "Where's Mark?" One of the tool makers said he was out back fucking the dog. They meant having a smoke. A few minutes later he comes into the shop. There was a chorus of "Hey dog fucker." That was his nickname until he moved on to greener pastures. He had to die to escape that nickname. R.I.P. There. I understand it's said when consoling someone in pain, distraught or just plain sad. Letting them know you are there. What I don't understand is the use of the word there, twice. I'd understand consoling with I'm here. I'd understand consoling with it's going to be okay. But there. Said twice. What does it mean? I wonder if it doesn't come from there, now, which is generally used to show that whatever the child is upset about isn't as bad as they think. Like there. Now see that you are okay became there see that you are okay. I've always taken it as a shorthand of there you go, where there you go is in cooperation with get it all out, specifically when somebody is physically and visibly upset. You're encouraging someone to embrace their distress physically and allow themselves to be emotionally vulnerable, and in doing so, take the first step in surmounting it. Got my work cut out for me. I've been told that this means that your task/job will be difficult. It sounds like it should mean that your work will be easier to do. I don't get it. Yeah, the original meaning was from tailoring clothes, where the material would literally be cut out and prepared ahead of time, and then you have your work cut out for you. So it means you have work ready to go, and clearly you'll be busy and not just sitting around waiting for stuff to happen. But it doesn't necessarily imply that the work is especially hard. But for most people, having work in the backlog is arduous enough that it carries some implied difficulty, which then gets attached as a connotation to the saying. Exactly. If the work wasn't cut yet, then there would be nothing for you to do yet. But once it's cut out for you, you actually have to finish sewing it together. By the way is a path, or story, and if something is by the way, it's like an aside of something found along the path but not directly a part of the story. Whoa, I love this one. Of course, I use the phrase as much as anyone but never bothered to actually parse it out into why it means. Literally what it means. Like the words blend together into their own thing. Go figure. I always thought it was a stand-in for the general idea of you'll have to go figure that out on your own because I have no idea. A way of saying you don't understand why a thing is the way it is. It's also used as a sardonic phrase referring to expected conclusions coming to pass because of the circumstances. Figuring or figuring out means to work with the figures, or, roughly, do the math, that adds up, that works out, basically that makes logical sense. I told him he was in no shape to drive, but he took the car anyway. Of course, he wrapped it around a fire hydrant 5 minutes later. Go figure. Godspeed. I don't get it. I understand what the it means. But why? Godspeed. From Middle English phrase Godspeed, may God cause you to succeed. From God, plus speed, singular subjunctive of speeden, to prosper. From Old English speden, from sped, success, see speed. The wish that the outcome of someone's actions is positive for them, typically someone about to start a journey or a daring endeavor. Goodbye to. God be with you. There are many ways to skin a cat. Like, first of all, why the fuck would I even want to learn one way to skin a cat, let alone many? Gross. Skin a cat or skinning the cat was 1920s slang for having sex. Well now, this adds a whole new meaning to, you're skinning this cat, I'm just holding his legs. It means you're the one who's in charge of this here activity, and I am but an assistant, waiting on orders from you. Oh, that explains the other thread where someone said, look, you're the one fucking the cat, I'm just holding the tail. It's evolved to have almost no resemblance to the original, but there is a clear evolutionary line. Head over heels used to say you're madly in love with someone. I just don't understand. Like my head is over my heels when I'm standing up. So I'm just standing there, and that describes how much I love someone. Help, the full phrase is falling head over heels in love. It's meant to illustrate how completely you've fallen in love with them. No hesitation, not catching yourself at all. Just head over heels, like falling down the stairs. I've also heard people use ass over ears, which I think is awesome. Lol. It's a shortening of the full idiom fell head over heels in love. The idea is that someone fell so hard in love, they were tumbling head over heels as they went down. The image is supposed to be like tumbling down a hill, head over heels over head over heels. Okay, first of all, I wanna say that I am not pro workplace sexual harassment. Relations with co-workers is a bad idea in general. That being said, don't dip your pen in the company ink is a stupid saying, because you should absolutely dip your pen in the company ink. Why is this company making me provide my own ink? What kind of Ebenezer Scrooge shit is that? That's like if the saying was don't park your car in the company parking lot. It makes no sense. Don't dip your pen in company ink. Dipping company pens into company ink. Cool. Dipping your pen in your own ink. Fantastic. Dipping the company's pen into your ink. Unclear. Presumably, this company also gave you a company pen. Keep your personal pen out of the company ink. Get your own, non-company ink, for these non-company endeavors. And for God's sake, get back to work. Jenkins, hit like on the video. Your target is 50 likes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to us. I will see you in the next video.